Every morning she brought him coffee with a smile, never knowing who he really was. The small-town diner smelled of fresh pancakes and old stories. Morning light poured through dusty blinds, catching the steam rising from chipped mugs. Every day at 7:10 sharp, an old man named Walter would walk in, always in the same faded coat, carrying a folded newspaper under his arm. He sat at the last booth by the window, where the light softened his tired face. Emma, the young waitress, never missed his order. Black coffee, 2 sugars, no cream. She liked how he always left a neat dollar tip, even when the world outside seemed to forget men like him existed. Their exchanges were simple but warm. "Good morning, Walter." "You make it better, Emma." No one really knew where he came from or what kept him alone. To most, he was just another quiet regular. But to Emma, he was a reminder that kindness didn't need a reason. Until one morning, everything changed. That morning, the diner felt different, quieter, heavier somehow. The regular hum of the coffee machine couldn't mask the stillness. Emma noticed Walter's booth empty for the first time in months. She frowned, poured his usual coffee anyway, and set it on the counter, just in case. Minutes later, the door opened, but it wasn't Walter. 5 men in dark suits stepped in, followed by 2 lawyers and a woman in her 60s with sharp eyes and quiet grief. The room froze. Even the cook stopped mid-flip. One of the men looked around and said softly, "Emma Hayes?" Her heart raced. "That's me?" The older lawyer approached, his voice calm but reverent. "Mr. Walter Harrison passed away 3 days ago. He asked that we come here today." The words hit her like a slow echo. She gripped the counter to stay upright. Then the woman spoke. "He wasn't just a customer. He was the founder of Harrison Industries." Emma's eyes widened. The billionaire? The name she'd seen on billboards, on donation plaques, even on the hospital she was born in. The lawyer slid an envelope toward her. He said, "You reminded him what decency looked like." The moment hung in silence, the kind that changes a life before it even sinks in. Emma opened the envelope with trembling hands. Inside was a handwritten note, the same shaky cursive that used to sign his receipts. "For your kindness, when I was just an old man and not a name. This world needs more of that." Tears blurred the ink. Beneath it was a key to a small foundation fund in her name, meant to support anyone trying to start again. She stared at it, unable to breathe. As news spread, reporters tried to make it a headline, "Waitress inherits fortune." But those who knew her saw something deeper. She still poured coffee every morning, still wiped down the counter, still greeted strangers with warmth that felt like home. In a world chasing wealth and power, she never saw her act as special. To her, it was just kindness. But to Walter, a man who'd built empires and lost touch with humanity, it was everything he'd forgotten. Sometimes the richest souls are the ones who give without knowing who's watching. If this story touched you, take a moment to think about the people you see every day. The quiet ones behind counters, the ones who smile even when no one notices. Sometimes the smallest gestures echo the loudest in someone's life. At Hidden Struggles, we share stories like this, real or inspired, about hidden humanity, quiet acts of grace, and the moments that remind us how deeply connected we all are. If you believe kindness still matters, share this story. Let it reach someone who's forgotten what a little compassion can do. Because every story seen is one less struggle ignored.